It's interesting because the tea coming in on Summer House has been a little quieter than it had been really even before the season started. So I'm curious if that's just because there's just not much going on, or if they are just keeping everything really locked down, or what's happening.
Welcome to Cocktails and Gossip, the podcast where we drink cocktails, but you better believe we're going to spill the tea. We chat reality TV, celebrity blinds, and the hottest tea from BravoandCocktails.com. And as always, it's all alleged and just for fun. We do not verify our blinds. I'm B.
And I'm Amanda. Let's get into this week's tea. Hey cocktailers, it's Amanda. So after a couple of years of working out at home, I decided to join a gym again. Not gonna lie, it has not always been really easy to make myself go, especially if I'm sore from a previous workout. But Social CBD has really helped me recover and get back to the gym on those sore days. So I love their topical creams and sticks. When I'm feeling sore, I just swipe some on and then the pain is just kind of relieved. It's just gone. So if there is kind of one isolated spot that's bothering me, I will usually reach for the CBD muscle balm stick. If a large area of my body is sore, like my legs from a workout, I will usually grab the CBD muscle cream. Personally, my favorite is the lavender scent. So we have a special offer for cocktailers for all Social CBD products, anything for sleep, for stress, or for recovery. If you use our code GOSSIP at socialcbd.com, you can get a buy one, get one free deal on any of their products. That is code GOSSIP, GOSSIP, at socialcbd.com for a buy one, get one free offer on any of their products, not just on their topicals. Enjoy!
I'm B.
And I'm Amanda. So this week, we are so excited to welcome our very first guest, Larry, the creator of the awesome Instagram account, Bravo by Gays.
Larry, we're so excited to have you. I have to tell you, when I posted yesterday asking for questions for you, I got like an overwhelming amount of DMs being like, oh my God, I can't wait. So, we're going to roast you a little bit, Larry.
Oh my God. No, I'm so excited to be here. I can handle the roast. It's okay. I'm ready.
So Amanda, Larry and I, in the thick of COVID, when like the whole world was shut down, we were like busy memeing away and we made like a very true friendship. It was us and some of our other account friends, and we would be FaceTiming each other and talking Bravo. So we're internet friends, but we're real friends too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And here we are. I love it. Now we're doing this podcast and I can't wait to hear some of your opinion. We've got some hot topics and some questions for you, Larry. So get ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. So let's just jump in. Let's jump in with the OC. So Larry, I'm sure you saw it, but Amanda, if you could read us the email they're judging her about the OC.
Yes, we just got this. I think it was yesterday. So the email is, they are judging her. A certain OC housewife's return hasn't been as smooth as she thought it would be. The cast hates her and does not want to film with her. She hosted a dinner where she planned to out them all for things they've said about her exit, but she was met with a mountain of comments that she's made in the press, on her podcast, and on her social media about the cast. The production has brought in newbies for her to film with, but the OG cast really is not interested in dealing with her. They don't trust or like her, and it's flopping hard. She may have judge in her name, but she's the one who's on trial.
Oh my God, I love the way that these are worded. Like, that is so clever. Like,
I know. We're so lucky. I'm like, who writes this?
right.
I know they don't even block out the like, a lot of times they block out the names for us and like write it like a blind. So all we have to do is post it.
No, it's amazing.
So tell us what you think, Larry.
This?
Well, obviously we know that it's Tamara. I can see how some of them may have a problem with her because she's been very vocal on her podcast about how like there's no way on earth that like Gina and Heather would like ever be friends in real life. Like it's only for show. We know that she has like a beef like that has been going on for so long that she's going to have to like deal with Shannon over. So
Right.
she is kind of been pretty vocal about how she thinks Emily is boring. So she said some pretty like out there stuff about the cast, but
Right. And I think so. Tamara retweeted this and she wrote in the retweet that it's baloney and it's not true. I don't think the part about her flopping is true. That part of it, I think, is a reach. I do think that initially she's going to be met with some resistance. Like Gina, Emily, Shannon, they're not going to welcome her with open arms. So I think that part is absolutely true.
couldn't agree more.
Right. And so we get that. Then the next day, so that was 2 days ago. So then yesterday we get, and I'll read it from Alexis Bellino, email jesusisking@aol.com. OG of the OC. The hottest housewife in Orange County has been seen filming with the OG of the OC today. So like, I'm so dopey. When I posted this in my head, I thought it meant Alexis.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, oh my God, Vicky's back.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't know if that's going to be true because I feel like her and Tamara like really haven't spoke. I think since like she announced her return, and I think there's like a little bit of tension there because she was asked back and Vicky wasn't. So I can't see her filming, and I can't see Vicky doing it for free. So I don't think they're going to pay her. So.
Okay, I don't see her doing it for free either, but I have to tell you, the only reason that I think there might be truth to this is I have a source and they were like, oh, this is baloney. I'm going to reach out to Vicky. And then they didn't get back to me. And they always get back to me. So I'm thinking, let's put it in the frame of like Tamara was really met with a lot of resistance and she like called production and was like, you have to get somebody in here to back me up. There's 4 of them. There's 1 of me. Get Vicky in here. And what if they quickly did whatever rate she got on the girls trip?
I mean, I can see it. I feel like that would be like, isn't that like what Taylor's there for? Like, so she can film with her. But I mean, maybe.
Yes, but we saw her filming with Emily.
Oh, that's true.
So
Her
maybe
Emily
Taylor's
live
already
near
been
each other,
converted.
yeah. Possibly.
And Taylor's not going to ride for Tamara. I mean, Taylor doesn't dislike Tamara, but that's not her girl.
Yeah, maybe it's just my own, like in my own head, I just am so over Victoria and I don't want to see her anymore that like I don't want it to be true, but I can see it happening.
Where do we think Heather is falling in with all of this?
Well, Heather and Tamara genuinely liked each other. I know that stuff has happened since then and they had to fall out over their various comments on their podcast. But I think that they genuinely liked each other when they were on the show together. So I'm sure that they can find their way back to base.
I think Heather probably, it's interesting because I see a pattern, right? Heather was kind of brought in to quote unquote save the OC last year. Didn't really work. Now, Tamara is brought in to come in and kind of save the OC, and she's being met with a lot of resistance. I don't doubt that for a minute. I think that they all see her as a threat, and there's not really a benefit to them embracing her with open arms.
Right.
I'm just curious to see if Heather and Tamara pick up their relationship.
I think if Heather was smart, she would go with Tamara because she knows she's better TV than Gina and Emily. I, for the life of me, don't even know what they're still doing on our screens.
I like Emily a lot. I really do. I'm glad that she's back. I was afraid that she wasn't going to be. I can definitely see Heather joining Tamara as well because they have that friendship. And then I can see Heather taking Gina with her to Tamara because I think I may have even seen it on your site where there is potentially like some tension between Heather and Gina. I don't know if it's true, but I guess I can see that if Gina is like riding hard for Heather and not Emily so much anymore. So I can see Tamara, Heather, and Gina kind of becoming like a trio.
And I feel like Tamara has no use for Gina more than anyone else. Like, I feel like Shannon, even though they've had like so many issues, they were friends at a point. I think Emily's personality, I could see Tamara getting on board with, but I just feel like she has no use for Gina. So that would kind of make it hard with, I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see regardless. It better be, because if not, this is the end. This is like the swan song.
Oh my God, I know. I'm gonna like throw this like so far back, like beginning of pandemic. But B, do you remember when we actually got to interview Tamara? And
Yes.
she said that when she comes back, she has a lot of if she ever comes back, she has a lot of unfinished business that she has to deal with Shannon over. And like, I'm ready to see that. I'm excited to see how those two like go at it.
Well, just so you know, you know, Larry, because you listen, but Amanda loves Shannon. I mean,
Yes, I know.
What do you think about? I was just going to ask this exact same question, Larry. What do you think about Shannon?
I think she's 2 seasons overdue for being gone. I'm not a fan.
same.
All right, I'm the odd lady out here.
Well, obviously you're not because they keep having her back. So I do see like at the beginning and stuff, but I don't know. I just, first of all, and I'm sure you've seen the blinds on my site with the boyfriend. Let's talk about that. I mean, let's talk about that situation. There's something fishy going on there, but you know,
Oh, Shannon's
allegedly.
boyfriend.
Yes.
I thought you meant Gina's boyfriend, which there's also
Oh yeah.
shady stuff about that too.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
going on with Shannon's boyfriend?
Well, there was like this blind and it fits her saying that basically she'll tell anyone who listens that he's not nice and they don't have a good relationship, but she basically keeps it going because she doesn't want to be like the single person that she was when she first split with her husband. And he likes being on TV.
I can definitely see that. Their relationship to me seems more of like one out of convenience, and she has like a drinking buddy, so she's not alone. You know what I mean? And then
Yes.
more than like them like in love. Like I don't see them like that at all. So I mean, I
Even-
can see that.
Even when she like brought up marriage last season, he kind of like laughed at her. Like he was kind of like, yeah, okay. Like we both know that that's not what either of us want anyway. So like enough.
Yeah.
Well, and Shannon too, right? Like her with her ex now being married and having another baby. I think Shannon probably feels this probably self-produced, but pressure to be like, I'm having so much fun too, right?
Yes.
I think she gets competitive about her relationships, as we have actually seen on the show. So
Yes.
It wouldn't surprise me if this is, as Larry said, more of a relationship of convenience.
Let's just say that if and when she's off the show, let's see how long he's around. Just like Steve, Vicky's guy.
Yes.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's talk Beverly Hills.
Okay, Larry. So we're hearing a lot of different things, and I know your ears are to the street and you have scoop. I'm hearing that Rinna is legitimately nervous about not being asked back. She really thinks there's a good chance she's going to be let go. She's blaming Kathy, which I have to say, I think coming for Kathy was a stupid move on her part. I mean, Kathy's one of the most powerful people in Hollywood or Beverly Hills, whatever, in that whole scene. I don't know if they would actually cut her, but I do know she's nervous about it. What do you think about that?
I think the way that she's acting now is like she's like erratic. But I also think that like she's so good for the show because she's so dramatic, and she really just she kind of like is always stirring the pot. I can't see them letting her go. There are a few though that I would like to see gone. And I agree with you where she definitely shouldn't have come for Kathy. But I'm interested to see though what Kathy did in the next few episodes that gets Rinna to kind of like go against her.
Right.
Because, I mean, the streets were talking for a while, and I think we have an idea of what was said, but it was kind of shut down. So I'm interested to see like how they portray Kathy and Aspen and like everything that happens. I think I can probably make a decision like if I think she's going to go or stay like after like the next few episodes. But I definitely like her, Kyle, like the Fox Force 4, whatever you want to call them, like they really need to be broken up. It really is just like so uncomfortable to watch. If anyone's gonna go, it's gotta be, I'm gonna say Erica Jane and Diana. Diana's gotta be the worst addition.
I don't even think there's a question that she'll be back. I mean, would she
Right.
even want to be back?
Exactly. I mean, if I were her, I wouldn't want to be. I think she was using this more so as like a jumpstart to Asher's singing career, which she doesn't really need to because she has friends in high places that could do that for her.
Right. And I mean,
Right.
he's going to graduate college at some point.
Oh my
Oh
god.
god.
I
It
mean,
is so strange.
The thing
That-
about Erica, I say that too, but I hear they're not going to get rid of her. I mean, even though we don't get to talk about it that much, she does have a lot of juicy stuff happening. I mean, I wish we saw more of it other than poor Sutton.
we don't get to see any of it. That's the thing though. Like, we know that she has stuff going on, but they're like really just kind of repeating everything that they've said like already. So like they've already talked about it. And now the only stuff that is being talked about, like that's new with her, like the court cases or whatever, is just like repetitive stuff from last season. Like there's nothing fresh with her other than like now she has a pill and a drinking problem.
Right. Which is made up. But Erica and Renna are the only two who need that check. Everybody else would be perfectly fine without it.
Agreed.
What about Dorit?
Oh, I don't know why it's so funny. When Dorit started, I really couldn't stand her. And something about her now I find so endearing. I love PK too. I do think that what you see is not really the real deal as far as like the finances. I don't think they're so high on the hog, but yeah. So you're saying you think she needs the check too?
I think she needs the check, and I just wonder if she could possibly be on the chopping block.
I think that Homeless and Toothless got her another season. I also think that her reaction to Jamie Lee Curtis's swag bag like gifts, like the chicest wind chimes, I think between that and Homeless and Toothless, she got another season at least, maybe two.
There's something so camp and fun about her. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the thing about, okay, one of my followers sent me, you know that whole wedding dress thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Apparently there's an Instagram page with the name of it, Nicaria, whatever it is. And like people, it's not a big account, but people post like how the dresses are no good. They like come apart and all this. And we haven't heard her talk about her wedding dress line at all. That just like went away, right?
Yeah, I think it was kind of just like a collab thing where she just kind of designed three and then
Right.
I mean, it's kind of like Buca de Beppo.
And Beverly Beach.
Exactly.
Beverly Beach, where did that go?
Larry, do you remember in COVID when Buca de Beppo sent me that catered meal to my house?
Wait, what? No.
They
Oh
did?
my God. Yes. I had about, 10,000 followers, and I was following Buca de Beppo, and I would always do like funny we all did, right? We would make funny memes, like anything with a lemon, like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in Capri, Buca de Beppo. And I get a message from them, and they were like, hey, we would like, and the closest location to me was in Manhattan, and they delivered me like a meal for 12 people.
That is amazing, and I'm also
It was so
very
amazing. I felt famous. It was my first free swag.
jealous.
I love it. Well, we've been getting these other blinds coming in too, saying very much like we've seen on Jersey, or been hearing on Jersey, that alliances will shift towards the end of the season. And I don't think that the reunion has happened yet, but that Rinna is going to be turning on Kyle, I believe. And Rinna and Erica Jane apparently have a fight. So do we think this is Rinna flailing, trying to keep her spot? Do we think that, and it sounds like maybe Kathy and Kyle are still feuding based on the fact that Paris Hilton just recently put up that photo of the other housewives saying my faves and not including her own aunt. So what do we think?
I think that Rinna would turn on Kyle like a mad dog without a moment's notice. I think if we see a fallout between Erica and Rinna, I think they have a private conversation and they decide that their alliance is too strong and obvious and they need to act like they're in a fight, but I don't think it's real.
I think that I think it was Rinna who said she did get into a little bit of a tiff with Erica, but I think it was in regards to calling her out for her drinking. So I don't know if maybe that was what we already saw.
Let's face it, that was Larry. Was that not staged?
Oh, for sure. Yes. Yeah. And I think, I can see the alliances shifting, especially after Rinna maybe goes after Kathy. I wonder if maybe something happens between Rinna and Kyle maybe will hopefully defend her sister. But I don't think it's all about Rinna, because I remember like during filming, I heard from a very reliable person that there was a shift between Garcelle and Sutton, and we haven't seen that yet. So
Oh,
I
that's
wonder
right.
I wonder if that's coming up as well.
I remember you telling me that, and I'm trying to think now if I've seen them in pictures. No, we've seen Sutton with Kathy recently, right? They were out to dinner. And I also Crystal we know, and Crystal may not be back. I hear she may not even want a full-time role. She's not happy with how she's like being portrayed. I think she would work as a friend of. I like her, but she's not super interesting. No offense.
Yeah.
But obviously she's on Team Kathy, and Dorit's going to stick on Kathy's side because Dorit is not stupid.
Yeah, she's riding them coattails, girl. She's like, no,
Right.
I'm not. She's like, I'm not going to argue with Miss Hilton, please.
Yeah, no.
And Cherie has not really been heard from recently. Do we think that we'll continue to see her?
I hope
so.
so. I like her. And I was hoping that she was going to have more of a role, like as Garcelle's friend, because I was like, oh, I can definitely, in the beginning, I was like, I can definitely see like her and Garcelle like being together like throughout the season, and then potentially Cherie getting a diamond next season. But it's been kind of quiet with her. So, I mean, we're not even halfway through the season. I think they're getting like 22 episodes. So there's still
Why
so
is
much
it
more
so
to come.
long?
They always have the longest seasons. It's insane.
It is insane. I like her. I mean, I hope she gives us more because they're not going to have her back if she's just going to sit around and nod and look pretty.
Right, exactly.
She also might just be like, I think Garcelle's got this. I'm going to jump in when needed. And I don't think she needs me right now, because Garcelle has been holding her own.
And I mean, the whole Oscar debacle happened after filming, and I would like to hear a little bit about that, which we know we're never going to get.
Oh,
I'm
Jada would kill her if she brought that up.
And I have to assume that they have a very nice agreement, and she sees, some nice coins to just speak kindly of their family.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. It's like the Kardashians, right?
I want to see that contract.
You don't go against the family.
Totally off topic. I'm seeing that, what's his face? Scott Disick is dating Kimberly Stewart. I fell down this whole rabbit hole. Did you guys see this?
Isn't she too old for him?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she's probably older than him because I think he's like 39 or 38 and Courtney's like 41. And I think Kimberly's her like friend from high school. So she's at least 40. I think she's a couple years older than that. She may be Kim's friend. 41. But they're like out to dinner holding hands.
I think he needs an age appropriate woman. So I'm here for it. She's very attractive. Isn't she Rod Stewart's daughter?
She is.
Yeah.
But do we think this is like a way to get Courtney jealous?
I hope he is still not trying to do that. That ship has sailed. She is
Yeah.
in love and drinking blood.
He had his chance.
Yes, he did. I know. Well, I just thought that was interesting because he always dates. I mean, he dated Amelia, who was like 19 at the time, and all of his girlfriends have been under 25. So
I hope so.
Okay. So Sheena's wedding. So we're recording this on a Tuesday, is happening
Tonight.
It is happening today. We heard it is Free Guac Day at whatever the resort is in Mexico. Which is why they're doing it on a Tuesday.
Yes. And last week, you guys will remember that Amanda and I shared that Katie and Kristen were at the same resort, but they are not attending. And apparently, according to the source, Bravo was kind of like, listen, everybody's got to be in Mexico if you want us to film this. Jax, Brittany, and Kristen Dowdy are there, but they're at a different resort right next door. I actually stayed at that one, the Royalton. I don't know why. I can only imagine that like everybody who's on the current cast is at Dreams, which is where the wedding is. And maybe Vanderpump said like, you guys have to stay at another one because we're not going to edit you out of everything. Right?
I
can't see Jax, Brittany, and Kristen even being showed in the background at that wedding. I don't think that will happen.
They won't do it for free. Who knows? Maybe they would at this point. But
Jax would do anything for free.
Wait, but why? Okay, so first, it looks like his mother-in-law filled out the paperwork in Instagram story. And then he's thanking his agent. Like, who paid for it?
For their trip?
Yeah, him and Brittany.
I thought Jax blocked you. How did you even see this?
Jax, not only did Jax block me, he also blocked our Cocktails and Gossip account. But my followers send me screenshots of everything.
He blocked me
I
as
disabled
well.
my personal account. When my OG account got shut down, they shut down my personal. So I don't even have a personal I'm like wanted by Instagram. Oh, also guys, Raquel's real name is Rachel.
Did you not know this?
I didn't. She showed her ticket and it says Rachel Savannah, whatever, Vies or whatever her last name is. Okay, so we have Lauren is Lala, Jason is Jax, and Rachel is Raquel.
And I am 90% sure I was calling her Rochelle last week.
You were. You were. And I was laughing listening to it.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Well,
oh, she was also sitting next to James's new girlfriend on the bus. I know you guys saw that.
Rochelle was?
Raquel. Yes.
I don't know if it's just me, but I really don't care about this wedding.
Oh my God, everybody, when I posted wedding, they're like, whose wedding? Who's? Nobody even remembers it's happening.
Right. I had no idea it was happening. Like, literally, I thought it would already happen over the weekend. Like, when I saw posts of like Brock and his Dancing with the Stars shirt. But like, and then I found out that it was today. I was like, oh, well, I mean, they are really cutting corners getting married on a Tuesday. But listen, I'm going to say it. And I love Scheana. I really think she deserves the best. But after that janky proposal on her patio at her apartment, I would have said no to that. It's a no for me. I'm sorry.
This guy's a no. He doesn't pay his child support. Now, a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Cocktailers, I want to talk to you about our newest sponsor, BetterHelp. You've heard us say that while we love the podcast and the website, we often find ourselves stressed with so much on our plate. BetterHelp was listening because they reached out and offered to sponsor our podcast. It's that time of year again. Summer's over and the busy school year is about to be in full swing. As a working mom with school-age children, this means school drop-offs, pickups, and all the various sports and extracurricular activities that my kids are active in. Somewhere between soccer practice, cooking dinner, and answering work emails, I sometimes find myself ready to scream. It can be difficult to train my brain to stay in problem-solving mode when faced with a very long to-do list. It is go, go, go for me, and I'm sure it is for many of you. When I learned how to find my own solutions, there really was no better feeling. In my own life, I found that having a therapist has helped me become a better problem solver. It has made it easier to accomplish my goals, both big and small, work-related, and in my own personal life. Before ever trying therapy, I really wasn't sure what to expect. But I knew, after speaking to friends of mine who shared with me how it helped them, that it was something I needed to try. Becoming a mom, as wonderful as it has been, comes with a new set of challenges. It was around this time that I decided I wanted to try therapy. I was experiencing physical side effects of stress, restless nights, listing all of the things I had to get done that week, and worrying I wouldn't have the time or energy to get them all done. And then there was the anxiety. Anxiety is something I hadn't battled until adulthood. And honestly, it was a foreign emotion for me. Therapy provided me a place to navigate these new feelings and stressors in a way that wasn't threatening, but where I felt heard. Having the space to talk to a therapist really made me feel like myself again. I was able to unload and walk away feeling less stressed and anxious. I was ready to take on what was ahead of me for the rest of the week. If you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. I know for me, a huge selling point was that it was online. With all of the other responsibilities I have, getting to a therapist's office, which may be far from my house, would add to my already stressful life and would not feel like a relief. Get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey. And you can switch therapists at any time. There's no one-size-fits-all. Personally, I found that it took a few tries before I found a therapist that was right for me. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit BetterHelp.com/CAG today to get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/CAG.
you think of, let's do a quick brainstorm, because as we were talking about this, I'm like, I actually cannot think of any other reality star where we've seen them get married twice on the same show to two different people.
Cynthia Bailey.
Cynthia Bailey.
Oh, duh. That's right. Okay.
Okay, other than her.
Other than Cynthia.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anyone.
Well, Teresa renewed her vows and then married Louis.
Yes.
But that's like not really, because that's
Well,
technicality.
I have to say,
Cynthia and Sheena.
yeah. Well, and Cynthia, like, you understand, that was a whole mess anyway. But Katie and Christina coming to New York, or coming to Mexico anyway, staying near them. I mean, this is the ultimate troll.
Do we know for sure that they're not going?
So I was told by a very reliable source that Katie is not going.
Is Christina Kelly?
I don't think so, but I honestly didn't really ask about her. I know Christina Kelly's on this season, and we said that in our last pod. Originally, she was just like kind of background, but it's been kind of slow. I mean, because Sheena is trying to just make the storyline about like Katie and Tom's breakup, basically.
Oh my God. Yeah, she's trying to get all the heat off of her from last season.
Right. But
And we saw a post from Katie with Katie and Christina, which was a clear message of them relaxing together in Mexico. So
Yes.
pretty clear message that, you know, like at least those two are sticking together, whatever it is that they're deciding to do, go to the wedding or not. But
That is pretty shady to even go to Mexico during the time of the wedding, but not go. So I wonder if they
it
have
could be a
any-
production thing, though.
Yeah, it could be.
Like, a lot of followers are like, no, they're at the same resort. And I'm like, guys, I'm telling you, somebody told me that they're at the same resort for production, but they're not going to the wedding. Last night, there was an Insta story. Katie was having a cocktail and James Kennedy was sitting in front of her. What about Raquel sitting on the bus with James Kennedy's new girlfriend? I mean, it's so incestuous, this whole thing.
I don't have any thoughts on it. I really could care less.
Yeah. All right.
for
Larry's
attention.
over Vanderpump. We must move on.
No. I love Vanderpump. I just like the wedding itself. Like, I have zero interest in it. Like, I'm sure she'll look beautiful. I really could care less. I've already seen her get married once on TV. I don't need to see it again. I'm more interested in what's going on with Tom and Katie, and I want to see their dynamic, and I want to see what's going on now that her Ariana are partnering with Randall. I want to see what's going on with their business and how they're moving forward. Like, I could care less about Sheena's second wedding.
Yeah, I agree. I think we all want Tom and Katie to get back together. But I don't
The
think
only
it's gonna
thing
happen.
you know what? The only reason I'm going to like it is I've seen it like swirling around on Instagram a few times is if Jackson and Kristen hook up at this wedding. Sign me up. I will take back every word I
Oh
just
my
said.
God.
I want to see it.
Jackson, Kristen. I mean, those three are such a mess. And meanwhile, Stassi's like nowhere to be found. She's like, I'm done with these people.
Right. Right.
and she's being very quiet too, which is interesting. You would think she would just be posting about her daughter, which is what she usually does. Because I am a Stassi fan.
Same.
I was always Team Stassi and not Team Sheena. But Stassi hasn't been posting, at least that I've noticed in
I
my
never
feed
cared
lately.
for Stassi. I mean, after she was off our TV, I think I realized that she was good on TV, but I didn't like her. I thought she was a brat.
Oh, I really enjoyed her.
I did too.
But you guys
I
didn't
just-
think she was a brat?
Oh, for sure. For
But you
sure. But
liked
also
watching
very
her.
quick-witted and funny and needed to grow up a little bit. And
She
know.
definitely was a brat. I think she definitely grew over her time of not being on the show since she got kicked off, but that's a whole other topic.
right.
And I think that she does have a large fan base, and I think that soon we're going to hear, maybe not on Bravo, but she'll get her own show again. I can't imagine she won't. People go wild for her.
I
Yeah.
listened. She did a podcast, and I forgot who it was with. Maybe Taylor Strecker, where she said she wouldn't do another reality TV show unless she had an EP credit, so she had control over what was shown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
not to show her in a good light, but like I think it was more so like her family, like her daughter, and like all of that.
which I get. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, she's got a kid, and I'm sure the Oxygen Network would be open to that.
Are they still around?
I mean, but you know what? I'm making fun, but people would really tune in. Like, it's not a bad idea for some C-level network. Like, Freevee or, oh, guys, have you been watching? I binged watched the Hollywood House Lift or whatever the hell it is with Jeff Lewis. So good. And it's on Freevee or whatever. I streamed it on Amazon, but it's some television network I never even heard of. So good. And if she did something on a network like that, everything's streamed these days, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch that because I really did enjoy Flipping Out. So I'm gonna have to binge that.
Wilmer Valderrama was on it with his fiance. He's like very sexy.
He is very sexy, but yeah,
Like-
he ain't that sexy after 1929 just came out. Like,
What's that?
Demi Lovato's new song that is like all about him.
Oh God. I
Yeah.
think I read something about
It's-
that. I'm going to have to listen. I haven't heard it.
Yeah, it does
Why?
not
She
paint
says
him
he
in
was like a
good
bad
light.
dude.
It's more so like she was 19, he was 29, and like took advantage of her being so young, and like he should have known that like it wasn't a good thing for them to be together. Demi's a whole nother controversial topic because there's also so many like interviews that people have been
Right.
like putting together of her like saying how much like she really loved him, blah blah blah, blah. And now she came out with this song, which is like the total opposite and contradicting what she said. So
Hold on. I'm Googling. How old is Wilmer Valderrama?
he's got to be in his 40s now.
He looks,
Maybe
he doesn't
40.
look old. He's one of those people. Okay. Oh, he's 42.
Yeah,
All right. And how old is Demi?
I would say 32 if the song is a 10-year age difference, maybe.
He was also,
Well, and
he
if
was
you
with
think,
Mandy Moore, Lindsay Lohan. I forgot about all of this.
Oh, those are the good old days.
Wow.
Ashley Simpson. Oh my God. And it's so funny because Ashley Simpson was on with her husband, Diana Ross's son.
Yes.
And Jeff Lewis said to him, oh, do you know Wilmer? I'm working at his house. And Ashley Simpson's husband was like, yeah, that's my brother. Meantime, he dated Ashley Simpson. He dated his wife. Amanda
Well-
Pacheco, who's 11 years younger than, so his fiance now is also 11 years younger. So he likes young women, whatever.
pop
I mean-
stars too.
Yes. But this one isn't. Amanda Pacheco, she's a beautiful girl. Oh, here
So,
it is. You just 29, the
interesting.
6th track.
But if you think about just on the Demi thing, like it worked for Taylor Swift, right? That whole controversy that came out about Jake Gyllenhaal and the scarf, like I'm sure Demi's like, well, I should try that too.
Oh my God. Which
And
like,
she's such a bad wagon type of girl, type of person, excuse me. She jumped on the pronoun bandwagon, which not to say she jumped on it, but then like less than a year later, she came out saying she no longer identifies as them.
yeah. I can't. She's too much. And I used to be such a Demi fan. I lived for Demi Lovato. And then
Really?
I loved her music. Oh my God. I a few years ago, she was on tour and I went to her concert on my birthday. It was so good when she was on tour with Nick Jonas. But
Her
now
music for me is like interchangeable with like Ariana Grande
yeah.
and like all those pop stars her age. I like all of it and I'll bop to everyone that comes on, but I wouldn't even know like who is Demi and who is Ariana.
Yeah. I think she's just trying to be a little too woke right now. She needs to relax. Yeah. I'm sorry. The pronouns, guys. I apologize. She's back to she, so I can call her she. Okay.
Right, me too.
Yes.
Well, that's my point. Like when she first came out saying she identified as them, that's like, okay. And a lot of people said she did it for attention, which other people were like, that's not fair. And then less than a year later, she comes out and says, oh, I no longer do. So people were like, see, we told you. It was just for PR.
Yeah, let's just hope that it wasn't for attention and that she just truly had a change of heart, because I think if it was for attention, then it really set the folks back who are,
Exactly.
not wanting to identify either way
Yeah.
and wanting to go by they and them. And
Right.
unfortunately, it makes, because she had such a public platform, it makes people have doubts about the whole, about the larger group of people who feel this way and who legitimately feel this way. So
Totally.
anyway, let's talk about Jersey. So it's been the hot topic for a while with the wedding and Teresa's hair and Melissa not going. Larry, we want to know what you think.
I am very much team Melissa and Joe on this. I am glad that they didn't go. I cannot wait to see what went down at that finale party. to see what caused them to not go. I think she did a great job of stating her reasons why and like her side of everything on her podcast. That was really good. I feel sad for Teresa because she didn't have any family there that we know of. Maybe I don't know who all was invited, but it would have been nice to at least see them there. But I completely side with them in their reasons for not going. The hair, though, Jesus Christ, my God.
Cost $10,000.
I know, but you know what? As I was looking at it more, it was kind of growing on me. So I was like, in the beginning, I was like, "Whoa!" And now I'm.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Now
I'm a Guidette from back in the day myself, so that's one thing that I can't. The crown I didn't love; it was a little big.
I mean, she's true.
But the hair, I mean, you know, the more hair, the better. I love extensions myself, so I'm not going to hate on that.
Yeah, I liked the concept behind the hair. It was a little too much, but probably just perfect for her. So speaking of Melissa's podcast, I actually was listening to it over the weekend, the episode where she has Joe on and they talk about the wedding. So interestingly enough, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this because she says none of the blogs have gotten the reason that they got into this fight at the finale party 100% right. She said there are pieces of the truth out there, but that no one's gotten it fully. So
right.
This is my thought and like question for you guys. So all of the accounts of everything that we have been hearing, we get a lot of tea. We heard that Danielle Cabral brings up the rumor at Dolores's boyfriend's party and that it causes Melissa and Louis to get into this screaming match. But the part that like the missing piece for me is why is Louis involved if it's Danielle bringing up a rumor about Melissa?
Well, one of the versions I heard was actually that Melissa, quote unquote, called Louis out. And that is when Danielle stepped in. Now, I don't know what she, quote unquote, called him out about. I also know to be true, and I don't think we've said this on the podcast, Melissa was asked when Teresa asked Jen and Dolores, she supposedly asked Melissa to be in the wedding party. And Melissa was like, no, like at this point, no. So that's what I heard. I don't know why Melissa was initially yelling at Louis, but we also don't know why Dina isn't speaking to Teresa. There's some Louis factor here that we're not aware of. Something happened.
I don't know. But I also heard that Teresa was the one that brought it up. There's something happened where that woman, I don't even know her name, Margaret's old friend, like she must have told someone.
Yes.
I could have sworn I thought.
Well, she told Jen Aiden and Teresa. She met up with them and like told them a bunch of stuff that Margaret supposedly had told her while they were friends. And one of them was this rumor that the woman didn't believe to be true and Margaret didn't believe to be true. But people were saying, you know, one of these baloney things like the Evan thing.
Yeah.
And what I heard was that Danielle said it. But like, hello, of course Teresa's going to tell Danielle to say it.
100%. Just like Teresa's not going to be the one to say it.
And apparently the reason that Danielle became full-time, I also heard, is because her and Jen clicked and Jen really needs a friend that isn't Teresa. So I don't know. That girl Danielle just had a birthday party and Jen and Bill were there. I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I do, but I don't make an effort to look at her post yet.
But Larry, talk to me about your thoughts on Dina. I mean, a 30-year friendship. What the F went down? What
happened? I don't know. That's the thing. And a lot of people are like, she didn't want to go to the wedding because she didn't want to be filmed. And I like,
bullshit.
I got hammered by people like saying, well, would you want to be in a room with people who like wrote letters of like character for someone who attacked you and your husband? Like, no, I get that part. Like, apparently Dolores wrote a letter as well. I get that part. Maybe that's why she didn't go. But I want to say it is on Teresa's teaser for her new podcast with that one woman where she says she wishes Dina well. So this sounds like it may be like this may be like really the end of their friendship. I don't think we'll ever know why. I don't think they're going to talk about it on Jersey. If Teresa was smart, she would respect the decision for the like dissolution of the friendship and just let it be. But I mean, give us something. Damn, I want to know what happened.
Well, Amanda and I spoke about it last week, so I don't want to like repeat it, but I will say that obviously if there wasn't a fallout, Dina would have publicly wished her well on Instagram, the same way she's publicly wished her well for everything else.
100%. I agree.
I am excited for Jersey. I do think it's going to be good.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Saying you wish somebody well is the kiss of death.
Right.
It's over.
Wait, Larry, yesterday you mentioned to me that Hannah talked somewhere about doing coke on her Bachelorette.
Oh my God. Yes. So I was listening to her podcast. She did an episode with Hunter March from Nightly Pop. Okay. And they were just like joking around, and he had made like a joke like about a drug or something like that. And she was like, oh my God, wait, like I have to tell you, she was talking about how like she's never done drugs before and she didn't want to try it because of like the fear of maybe liking it at like 30 and like who like starts doing something like that late in life. And she said on her bachelorette party, one of her friends was like, you have to try coke. Like it's your bachelorette. Like you have to try it. So she said that she did it, and that as soon
Where's
as
the logic? You're about to get married, you must do hardcore drugs now.
And as soon as she did it, she said her nose started bleeding. So that now she knows, like, she is not meant to ever do like any drug. Which I mean, I thought it was hilarious because she does it. Like, if you are like a giggler, like, and listen to Giggly, like the Giggly Squad podcast or like any of her other podcasts, she really does joke a lot about it. About how like she was obviously an athlete and they would get tested. So she never really like got into any of that, like in her, like any of that phase, like in her life.
Okay, but this is not something that people generally talk about publicly.
Exactly. Like... Right. And then in my head, I was like, okay, like good for you, girl. You tried it. But then like you also said it publicly on your podcast, which a lot of people listen to. And a lot of other
public figures were on her Bachelorette. Did they do it too?
Where if you followed her Bachelorette, you saw that there were a lot of like big name people like in the reality space or like podcasting or whatever. And in my head, I was like, well, if I was on your Bachelorette party, regardless if I did it or not with you, I mean, I wouldn't want you talking about that. Shouldn't you have kept it between the group?
And isn't Des sober?
He is, yeah.
So that kind of adds another odd layer to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it was maybe. Well, she's not sober. She like she talks like about drinking, but I think that was like an odd thing. I mean, I get it. You want to try it, go for it, but like maybe keep that part to yourself.
I'm gonna assume he's sober because he has a drinking problem, or does he just not like drinking?
I don't know, honestly. I have no idea. I never really looked into that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just, we get a lot of people sending in tea about and blinds about celebrities doing coke. So it is no surprise to me that this might go on within this crowd. I totally am surprised that Hannah would admit it, but that is kind of her brand, is like being a little bit shocking. But I don't know. For me, public service announcement. I cannot imagine. I just don't think it was very responsible of her to talk about it like that. I think today is a very different day than the 80s when there's like fear of very, very scary drugs that can be mixed in with any street drug. Like, I don't know why anybody would risk it or even talk about it, because it's just a different day today. But anyway.
Yeah, she said it in a very like, it was like a very joking manner, but I completely agree. I definitely like, again, I go back to the fact of like, she has like friends that were with her that are still currently like on shows and like currently like big name people were like, I mean, I feel like you maybe should have just kept that to yourself, because now you don't want people thinking that the people you were with were also doing it, even if it was just you, even though we all may assume what happens like in like groups like that. Like I think it was a little much.
Yeah, I may take a listen to that because I'm interested to hear it. But Larry, do you have any summer or winter house scoop for us? What are your thoughts?
Oh my God, I'm like so ready for Winter House to come out. I literally cannot wait. I am really excited for the new people that are coming. There's 3 new people. I actually got to meet Rachel, one of the new girls. She's
the florist?
The florist. Yeah. I met her when I was in New York. You guys are going to troll me, but I went to Pillows and Beer, Austin and Craig's podcast live.
Oh, we'll be getting to that later.
and she was there and I got to meet her. She's super cool, super edgy. I mean, there's really not any tea that's even coming out of Summer House right now, though. Like, I haven't heard anything. I mean, we saw maybe 3 of the new people that are going to be on it. It's weird because we can't really tell if the entire cast is there every weekend because it looks like some of them are away every weekend. So I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, but Winter House, did we know that? I believe it might be out there. Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz joined them.
I heard that they pop up. Yeah, I heard that, which is fun. What about that guy, Corey Kiefer? Is he on Summer House too?
No, he's only going to be on Winter House. He comes in as one of Craig's friends
I wonder if he pops up because he was out east one weekend, but maybe they just won't show him.
You know what? I think he was in the Hamptons for Kyle's 40th. So maybe he'll be in an episode or so. I don't know. Because he's been in New York a lot lately. So I don't know what's going on with that.
And he's a friend of Craig's, we know. He's very cute. I don't really know much about him.
Yeah, no, he's very cute. He is. It's funny because he's friends with like all those Charleston people, like all the Southern Charm people, and a bunch of the people that are going to be on Leva's show. So it's funny how they're like, their worlds are kind of crossing over between Summer House, Summer House, Winter House, Southern Charm, and then Leva's new show. They like that whole group. They all know each other.
The one recent piece of tea that I got about Summer House, I got this week, was that when they were filming Family Feud, now we know the only current people on there, I mean, Andrea makes an appearance, but it was just Lindsay, Carl, and Maya, right? Something went down. So they didn't say who, but I'm going to assume Maya and Lindsay. And it spilled over into summer filming. There was some sort of beef that happened at Family Feud, which I don't know. I kind of can't picture Lindsay and Maya beefing. Maya seems very easygoing.
I wonder what the backstory is to that. Because I can also see Maya is very laid back, but I can also see her kind of like, if you say something maybe that doesn't sit well with her, she has a voice where she's going to let you know.
Yeah, she would stand her ground. Exactly. I agree with you.
Right. Maybe Lindsay said something and I'm just speculating about like Ciara or Paige or something like that pissed Maya off, and then they kind of got into it. Whatever happened apparently spilled over into filming this summer.
Who could sit a fight at Family Feud? That's got to be like a happy show.
And I could see like Andrea being like, no, ladies, don't fight.
Right. Oh my God.
I would just be like, Andrea, hug me. I'm so upset. Hug me.
I'm going to miss that man on Summer House. I really am.
Well, we know he makes an appearance, so we're going to get to see him a little bit.
Yes. He'll be at BravoCon too, so that'll be exciting.
I love him.
It's interesting because the tea coming in on Summer House has been a little quieter than it had been really even before the season started. So I'm curious if that's just because there's just not much going on, or if they are just keeping everything really locked down, or what's happening.
They have to be keeping it locked down because last summer we knew everything that was going on. Like people were recording from parties and people were like the places that they were at. I completely forgot to post this now that I just thought of it. Somebody had sent me pictures of them filming at like one of the restaurants or bars, and there was like an argument going on. I'll have to pull up the photo. I don't remember who it was between. But yeah, I think they're just keeping it locked down because the lock got out last season.
Well, Danielle didn't post for Lindsay's birthday, but I don't think it means anything because then a few days later they were partying and they were in videos together. But I found that odd. So maybe there was a little spat at one point. And somebody did say there was beef between people who were close. So that could mean a lot of things because a lot of them are close, but.
Maybe. I'm the only thing is like, they're like, obviously they probably think they still have like a month left of filming, but like now we're not going to get it for like another 7 months. And I hate waiting. I really hate waiting. And I'm like, just give me Winter House, like get me through it. And like, hopefully it's coming soon.
And then if somebody breaks up between now and then, it spoils the whole thing.
Oh God, know. I know. It's miserable.
I'm getting this, I keep getting this stuff all day yesterday about Summer House in Minnetonka. Did you see this, Larry?
I did. Yes. The Minnesota show.
Yes. So it's like these rich, young adult parents have a house on Lake Minnetonka. Apparently they threw Michelle Young, who's a former Bachelorette. I don't watch that show, but into the cast. And then like the whole cast was messaging me. They claim Bravo's interested and other networks. They haven't been picked up. So this could totally be like they're looking for some free publicity.
They are definitely looking for traffic because if they were trying to get picked up, they would not be messaging accounts. They would keep it hush hush until it was announced by whoever is picking them up. That's going to be a bad a bad look on their end. But also, like, I feel like whenever there's a young cast and there's a show kind of similar to like this, they want to end up on Bravo, but Bravo's not going to pick up every freaking show. Like,
right. I mean, what about MTV? God, they've got nothing going on. Those Jersey Shore people are about to roll into the assisted living.
God, I know. Like, they need to do something to revamp that, because I can't. I mean, I would like to see. I think I saw it was a blind on or thing on your site where Luke was a part of a cast, or he's filming something similar.
He's filming something. I'm unclear. I think it may be like a Fixer Upper show. Like,
that would be right up his alley. Yeah.
Something like that, but I'm honestly not clear on it. Hopefully, we'll hear more about that. But in regards to the Jersey Shore, they were doing a spinoff and production got shut down because it was boring. This is like this summer. And Frank Catania's nephew was actually one of the kids on it.
No way. Oh my God.
And supposedly they were recasting and all this, but I haven't heard anything. So that may just be gone to the wayside.
They would be smart to even put Frankie Jr. on something like that. Like,
they tried, and he said no, and Gia said no.
Oh my God. I mean, I get it. They're like very much into like their careers in school. So they've been on TV for so long, they may not even want to be on their own show. But right. I mean, it would still be cool to see something like that.
Oh, I would love it. I always say we need a summer house with like all the kids of Housewives. Avery and Ali Zarin.
Avery Singer is the last person I want to see on my TV, but
I can't stand her. She's my least favorite ever. I dislike her more than any housewife ever.
And then Ramona will like pop out of her suitcase.
Oh my God.
She's the worst combination of her parents. And I don't even mean looks, like their personalities. Like she got the worst traits of them all the way around.
It really is. It's like, it's very unfortunate. I did listen to a podcast though where Jill Zarin was, it was Hannah Burners. Jill Zarin was pitching Allie to be on Summer House.
I love that.
It was so funny. Oh my God, I love it. But Allie goes to those parties, so she knows those people. I always see her like on her Instagram stories, like she's always at the Summer House parties. I mean, I could see her going on there, but now she has a boyfriend too. And that show really is either you either already have to be on it and you have a relationship from it. I don't want to see anyone going into that house that's already in a relationship. If you're going to put new people in there, I want them to be single because I want them to hook up.
100%.
I have to be honest. And I'm a Zarin fan. I like Jill. I like Allie. I think Allie grew up with a silver spoon in her mouth. And I think she would be such a little brat on the show and be like, no, I don't want that to be shown.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see her being like an easy breezy, like Paige her first season or Amanda her first season where they're kind of just happy to be on TV. And like, she's going to try to control the narrative because she's going to feel like,
Yeah, like, oh, do you know who I am? I can see that, yeah.
Yes. And I like her, and I think she's a nice person. I'm just saying,
No,
I
agree.
Well, speaking of old school New York, I feel like it's just been nonstop the last couple of weeks, both talking legacy and talking reboot stuff. So the latest that we have heard, Larry, because it keeps shifting just a tiny bit for legacy casting, is Luann, Dorinda, Sonia, Tinsley. So Tinsley's back in the mix, according to the latest piece of tea that we got sent in yesterday, and Kelly Bensimon. So, Larry, who would you like to see?
I would like to see Luann, Sonia, Dorinda, Jill. I always have been like on the train of like justice for Jules. I think she deserved a second season. She had a lot of crazy shit that went down. I would love to see her back. And I would like to see Kelly. I don't think Tinsley should be on Legacy. I know people really love her a lot, and I do like her, but she didn't do it for me as a housewife. So, and I don't think she deserves a spot on a Legacy cast. I think it should be from like the early seasons of Romy.
I agree with you, Larry. 1,000%. I always feel bad to say, like, I don't think it's not that I dislike Tinsley. I think she's cute and she's adorable and I like her. Whether she's there or not does not impact me.
Right. Same.
But I have to say that what I'm hearing is we keep getting these names. No contracts have gone out and they're waiting for as close to BravoCon as possible to give the contracts out because they don't want it, becoming this public thing.
Yeah.
All of the people named though, and including Jill, because she wasn't in that list, have all been contacted. They've provided their filming schedules. Should they be offered a contract? I mean, I'm going to go ahead and assume Luann and Sonia are definitely in.
Yeah.
Everything else, I mean, Dorinda, that's still an iffy.
I can see
don't
it
know
being iffy with after how she was on Girls Trip. I can see them maybe them having, they were probably set to offer it to her, and I think maybe they might be rethinking that.
What about Carol? I feel like I've been seeing Carol pop up in more of these party pics and things like that. What would you guys think about Carol being in there?
I loved Carol Radswell. I really did love her. I think she is so done with Bravo. I don't think she would do it if they asked.
She's just all right for me. There were times I really liked her, but I don't need her.
She was really good when it was her and Bethany. Once
Yes.
It wasn't her and Bethany, it was like, eh. But yeah, I think
I would love to see
Yeah.
Bethany back. I mean, I have like a love-hate relationship with Bethany because I think she has so many good qualities, right? She's very charitable and she seems to be a great mom, but I also think that she's also could be a very not nice person, but she's great TV.
It's always so much fun to like speculate because we don't know. Like this could all just like be fake. But like I agree. I think it's definitely going to be Sonia and Luann, and the rest is maybe like up for debate. I just like these rumors fly, and then I don't want to be disappointed when I'm looking forward to like this specific cast, and then it's not what it ends up being. I think I agree with you that they're going to keep it tight until it gets close to BravoCon because I think they're going to announce it at BravoCon. I really think they're going to announce the Brony cast that weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they'll announce as much as they possibly can. So that's when we'll get the new cities and who the casts are. And I'm sure that the new cast, they'll be pushing really hard the reboot. So they'll do something big with the reboot cast there if they are smart.
And I think we're going to hear a new city.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Winnetka.
Oh my God. Is that the Chicago place?
Wait. Okay. So now let's start with our questions. First
Sorry,
question.
Winnetka. We joke about you all the time.
Larry,
Okay.
who do you think the new city is? What do you think the new city is going to be, rather?
Hey, cocktailers, it's Amanda. I know you've heard us talk about Tinsley Allison Designs before, but have you checked out their new stuff? They are making sustainable and unique jewelry by taking parts of bags and luggage and making darling necklaces, earrings, and other beautiful items. I personally have my eye on the necklace that they have made that uses the locking feature from a Louis Vuitton bag. It is so cute, and I love that it's sustainable. The folks at Tinsley Allison Designs are also cocktailers, and they want to offer all of us a special deal. So use code BRAVO to get 25% off on anything on the site at tinsleyallisondesigns.com. That's 25% off anything at tinsleyallisondesigns.com. Use code BRAVO, and this is just for our cocktailers community. Enjoy.
If there is one, I would really like to see Scottsdale.
That's my pick.
I really
My God, Larry, up until we get to this Austin section, you and I are lining up exactly.
No, I really, it's like Scottsdale's like so rich. I would love to see it. But I mean, but like you get those like gems in the places you've never heard of. Like I've never heard of Potomac, and it's like up on my top, like it's one of my favorites, my top 3. But like, so if you give us a place like Winnetka, it better be like bougie as hell. I want to see like rich. Like I don't
and crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I want them to find another gem like Potomac.
I want full on delusion.
Yes. Right. Exactly.
Yes. Okay. So Larry, we were talking New York. What do you think about Ramona?
Bye. Like I can't. No. See you later, girl. Take Avery with you. I'm like, I can't. I just can't with her. I see you later.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another one. I hope you've had a drink because we're going to give you some rapid fire. What gossip or celebrity tea have you found to be the most interesting or outrageous in the last like year or so?
The entire thing with Madison being the one to break up J-Lo and A-Rod. Like that was insane.
Oh my God.
That is literally like the best thing that's ever happened to Bravo.
It is.
Totally agree. Okay. What has your biggest scoop been as a, from your account from at Bravo by Gaze on Instagram?
Announcing the breakup of the engagement between Raquel and James at the reunion.
Oh, right. That was you, Larry.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, I literally found out like as it was happening. I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!" But I'm not one to like. I love the gossip. I like leave that stuff to like you be. You guys get like
Us.
the good stuff. I don't. No
Guys, do you know how many
tea.
scoops?
No one's sending me tea.
That, Larry, that's not true. There have been several times that you send me tea and you're like, I don't know if this is true. This is what I heard. You can announce it. And he doesn't always like to get his hands dirty. I will swim with the pigs all day.
Okay, so out of any of the housewife shows, current or past, who are your favorite and least favorite housewives?
Least favorite housewives, Ramona, Victoria.
I love that you
Favorite
call her
housewife-
Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah. My favorites, Nene Leakes, Bethany. I mean, I'll even throw in like an LVP in the early days.
God, we're the same.
I mean, I really did enjoy Caroline Manzo. I appreciate Teresa, but she's not like one of my favorites. I like a lot of the OGs. I'll probably get some heat for it, but I really did like Kim Zolciak.
I did too.
She's up
It's not
there.
that I necessarily liked her. Well, I actually did like her. I found her very endearing at first, but
Yeah.
she was her and Nene in the early days was peak
Dynamic
housewives.
duo.
I mean,
yeah.
I can if I'm feeling low, I put on that season of them with Kim singing and Nene making fun of her and then them just getting like wine drunk in the kitchen smoking ciggies. And I'm like, I'm home.
I love it so much. Oh, and Karen Huger. I love Karen Huger.
Yeah, I
Yes.
like her too. What makes you like, how do you evaluate if you like a housewife or not? Because some people are like, oh, I just like somebody if they make good TV. Or some people are like, oh, if I would love to go and sit and have drinks with her. What makes a good housewife for you?
A good housewife, I honestly like, you got to be fun. I like you said, I'm going to have to want to go out and have a drink with you. You got to be dramatic. I want you to be rich.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only thing I really don't, it's hard to kind of like describe what I would like. Cause I really don't know if I'm going to like someone until I see them. Like I thought I was going to love Caroline Stanbury on Dubai. And
That's our next question.
And I like, it was kind of a flop for me. So, you know what I mean? But I loved her on Ladies of London. So like, I guess I just got to wait until I see them like in the environment and how they interact with the ladies. But lifestyle wise, I want you to be like over the top, crazy, like gaudy, rich, with a little bit of the drinking problem. And yeah, I don't know. It's hard.
Just a touch of needing to go to AA.
Right.
Just 1A. Do you think that Housewives of Dubai, could it be saved?
Yeah, they're definitely getting a season 2. Andy even said it on Watch What Happens Live. Like, I don't think he meant to, but he definitely he mentioned it. But I think all the ladies, I don't know if they should all be asked back. There's definitely a few that should be. But I think, yeah, give them another shot. I like it. I like the intro scenes, like the way that they make it look so like cool and like,
yeah.
It's like, I like those parts. I mean, listen, they all have already seen Housewives. So they're all trying to kind of give you what you think they want, except for Chanel. Chanel said she didn't watch any Housewives until she found out she was going to be a housewife, and then she went back and watched it. But I think they can be saved.
Do you know the other thing I think is missing? Because we were talking about their timing and like the order of the show kind of feeling off and it being hard to kind of keep up. You know, the other thing, I was watching it over the weekend, is they don't have the shady editing. They don't have any of the really fun like subtitles or showing how much stuff costs or any of the good like shady editing. And I feel like they just need to send some better editors over to Dubai.
Yeah, I think they need a new production team. I agree with you.
It
feels like a Netflix show. It doesn't feel like a Bravo show.
I feel like with Dubai being like as opulent as people like think that it is, you would think that they would put a price tag on stuff. Like, I want to know how much Nina Ali's apartment was when she lived in that one building that's like the number one building in Dubai. I want to know how much that was. I don't care
Yeah.
if they're going to spend $1 million on a license plate. That's like stupid to me. Like, I want to know home prices, car prices, when you go shopping, how much you're spending there. I want like she rented out that like dining room on the Ferris wheel for Thanksgiving. How much did that cost you?
Yes.
Like, I want to know all that stuff.
Yeah.
And she's
I'm with
another
you.
one where like, I think she's rich. She's friends with Mohammed.
Yeah.
From Beverly Hills. So her husband must be friends with him or whatnot. So they got to have some buco bucks. So I want to know what they're spending.
I think she is the most beautiful woman, by the way. I was
Gorgeous.
watching, I'm like, she is just
Her and
flawlessly
Sarah, I think, are
gorgeous.
the most beautiful ladies.
It's a
I totally
gorgeous
agree.
cast.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
really.
Okay, so we have talked a little bit about you guys texting back and forth. What else is going on in this group text that we need to share with the cocktailers?
What?
I hear you have a Sunday fun day. Like, we need to see
Well, no,
some more
Larry
of that.
has Sunday Fun Day in
Yes.
Buffalo.
Oh God! Like, oh my God! You need to come up here, B. Like, it's really
Oh
insane.
my God.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, like the group text, like
Like
us
what
and our
we talk
friends?
about. So there's a few
Yeah.
accounts in it. We talk mostly Housewives and Bravo
yeah.
and like different scoops we've heard. But then, we talk shit about other accounts
Yeah.
who shall remain nameless.
I can only imagine the shade,
But the
guys.
thing is,
Lots
though,
of
like,
shade.
we've all been, I feel like over the past few years, we've all gotten really close. So we don't only just talk about Bravo, we like also talk about like what's going on in our lives. So like,
Right. Like
it-
kids and relationships and divorces for some of the people in the group and
yeah.
all sorts of like real, like we're friends. Like we've all, gotten to know each other. Most of us have hung out in real life and all that kind of stuff. And it's funny because we're all different ages. Like our young one, should we say her name? Bravo Afterthought. When she started, she had just graduated college. So you have like her, and then you have me, who's like a mom with 2 kids. And I've gone, and her and I went to the Sonia Morgan show together. And it's like, I'm legitimately there with these college kids. My husband's like, what the hell is going on? Like, you're hanging out with kids who just graduated college. I'm like, she's my friend.
And she's like
I love
from your, like, I think she's like from kind of close by you too. So like, it's funny. And you know what though? And I literally like, you guys have all met. I haven't met any of you in person yet.
Wait. Oh, that's right. Because you were
'Cause I was
supposed to
go
come
New York,
down.
but I didn't go.
Right. And I didn't go because I was away that weekend.
Yeah.
I'm almost always away. But I'll see you at BravoCon.
We are
But I
gonna hang
can't
out
be
at
with you
BravoCon.
because then everyone's going to know it's me.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
You have to go incognito.
No,
I will. I'm
yeah.
just going to say I'm your friend from Buffalo.
Right, there you go.
So, okay. So, Larry, are you ready? Because we feel a certain way about Austin. And we know that you sometimes have a certain few times that you have kind of stood up for Austin. So we want to know if you would like to play a little game. Can you defend Austin?
Yeah, let's do
We're going to
it.
give you a situation that Austin has found himself in. And then we're going to ask you, stealing some terminology from Real Housewives of Potomac, we're going to ask you if it's reasonable or shady. Are you ready to play?
Yeah, I can play. I don't know who said I was an Austin apologist, but
A bunch of followers. I was like, what should we ask Larry? And they're all like, ask him why he's always apologizing for Austin.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. Let's play.
All right, let's go. Okay. Talking about an ex on a first date with a new person. Reasonable or shady?
I'm going to say reasonable just because they just met and he noticed that like she was getting friendly with him. So maybe he needed to talk about her to get his feelings out there about how he didn't want them to hang out because he really liked Olivia. And that's why he did it.
Okay. Here's the next one. Getting on caught on camera having a threesome with 2 girls who are not his girlfriends. And then getting mad at the girlfriend for catching him. Reasonable or shady?
If they were dating, I would say shady, but I don't think they were together at the time that happened. So I'm going to say reasonable. He was just living his life.
Okay.
But if I'm
Frequently-
wrong, let us know. But I really don't think that they were together at that time. I think they were broken up and she just came to his house. I could be wrong though.
Okay, fair enough. If that's the case, I can see where you're coming from. Frequently adjusting his crotch on camera. Reasonable or shady?
No, just stop. I can't, no. That's
Wait, is that true?
He does it in the threesome video. I've never seen it in any other point in time, but they also show the threesome video every season. So
Madison!
Oh my God.
Okay, telling his girlfriend who, in his own words, like telling his girlfriend who, when he's like says that she weaponizes words and weaponizes rumors, telling her about one of his friends giving another friend an STD, which was supposed to be supposedly a secret. Reasonable or shady?
I tell my boyfriend everything. Like,
I can't.
I mean,
I'm gonna pee my pants.
He knows. He has to know Madison, and like. I mean, like, I tell my boyfriend, like, everything. I know that he wouldn't go to the person and tell them.
Is Austin your boyfriend?
No. I just really enjoy him on TV, and people, like, are like, he's the worst. I'm like, but you need somebody like him on the show. Like, you need it. I can't.
Okay, I have a question. If they were both gay, Craig or Austin?
Craig, all day
Thank
long.
you.
All
Thank
day
God.
long. Sorry, Pam.
Okay. We've got a couple more. Get ready. Hooking up with someone who has feelings for him that he doesn't return because he's sad. Because the other person he went on a date with brought a different date to a dog wedding. Reasonable or shady?
He's single. He can hang out with whoever he wants to. Reasonable.
Okay.
I would
All
like
right,
to
last
point
but
out
not-
that so far he has sided with Austin on every question.
Yes, he has.
I'm also like looking at both sides. Like him and Olivia like are not together, and she brought a date on purpose to like literally kind of like dig at him a little bit. So if he is,
Yeah.
Also
Right,
he should have bit the bullet and asked her to be on a date. But also, if you're going to a party like that, and it's like all your friends, do you think you need to ask someone to be your date? Maybe he just thought that they were going to meet up there together and like hang out and party like with all their friends, and they would just like end up together. But that
I don't
wasn't the
disagree.
case.
Do you like Olivia?
I do. I like
Larry,
her a lot. Yeah.
That whole situation, I guess I just see it from a different standpoint, that him knowing that Sierra had such feelings for him and that he didn't return those feelings. Like he could have hooked up with any random chick in Charleston after they went to the bar, but to him and go and like toy with her feelings, that's where I'm like, that's what I think is super shady.
But we're going to get more of that because we don't know the full story. They say it's going to come out on Winter House. So it's possible there's something going on there that we don't know.
Okay.
Could be. Okay, last but not
And also,
least, I've got three.
Real quick, let's just say Austin and Olivia are currently together. So whatever they went through, like, it's obviously
Well,
the past that they are.
I was told that they're not exclusive.
She said in an interview that they were exclusive with Us Weekly.
That's what I said. And last week on the podcast, we spoke about this, but I was informed by somebody very close to the situation that they're seeing each other, but they're both still able to do their own thing.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
So I'm very confused by that. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't know why any girl allows Austin to play them out publicly.
But she seems to be like kind of on the same path that he is, where if it works for her, it works for her. Like, I don't know.
Mm.
All right. What's the next one?
Yeah. Well,
All right,
hopefully
last
she knows what she's going to. We got a humdinger for you.
Okay.
Last but not least, I've got three words. Chunky white turtleneck.
Oh my
Reasonable or
no,
shady?
that was awful. It was so awful. That Winter House photo, is that what you're talking about? It was
Yes.
literally like, who let him wear that? How did Paige let him put that on?
Maybe she wasn't happy with him.
Maybe she was like, yeah, you should wear that.
But they get a new cast photo this year, and it looks really good, and he's not. Okay, you know what? I hate to tell you, it is kind of like cream, maybe almost turtleneck. I'm looking at the photo now. Yeah, so he's wearing it again.
So he did not
learn his
learn.
lesson. He didn't learn.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
Oh.
this makes me so
I
happy.
mean, maybe he's just knows that he's just giving us more material to troll him.
I don't think he does it on purpose. I really think, like, from interviews that I've heard him in, he does not like. He hates the trolling. He really does. Well, you know this. We've seen him other accounts post messages that he sends them. Like,
He does not like to be trolled, but he just can't help himself.
I know. I will say though, I did go to their Pillows and Beer show in New York, and I got to meet them, and he was actually very, very kind. Both of them were very nice. They're both very attractive in person. So, I mean,
they have to be nice, Larry. You're paying money to go see their show.
I mean,
like if
you
I was
have
doing a
to
live,
be.
I mean,
I know.
you're a reality star. If you're not nice to the people who show up, they're not going to show up again.
No, that's true. But I also like.
It's not like you're not Celine Dion. I'm not there to hear My Heart Will Go On.
No, I know. No, I know. I'm saying I think he's nice because like I talked to him and like even when I was in Charleston and he wasn't there because he was out of town, he like made sure that like someone from the cast like came and like met up with me and hung out. So like he seems to be a nice person.
Right. I mean, listen, you have had a good experience with him.
Oh, girl, I know you haven't.
First of all, he told, and I'm not even going to say who it is because I don't want her to get mad, but there was a meet and greet in the city. I think it was like a Loverboy meet and greet. And he told another account that we're friends with, went over and he was like, oh, do you know Bravo and Cocktails? And she says, yeah. And he goes, you can tell her I said to go fuck herself.
Oh,
so
God.
If people want to know why I beef with him, that's why.
I mean, my favorite thing in the world is when your followers are like sending him drinks saying that they're from you. Like that's gotta be the most genius thing that anybody can do.
And I didn't think of it. They did.
I love
amazing.
it.
It's
I
great.
love it.
I just hope that he doesn't like figure out who I am at BravoCon and beat me up.
I mean, I'll make sure that I get a photo with him before you get there so we can just avoid him.
Yes. Larry, thank you so much. This has been amazing to have you on. Will you please come back?
Oh, God, whenever you want. This is so much fun. You guys are both amazing.
And I think
We
we
love
really
you.
did need that male point of view.
I mean, until I came to the Austin apologizing.
Right. I'm not. I'm not. Oh, God, you know what? Okay, whatever.
Fair and balanced Larry. I like it. No, I like it. It's good that you have a different opinion than we do on Austin because we just run off with our opinions about him.
I love it.
We loved having you. Thank you so much for chatting with us about Elvis. And we had so many great laughs. And everybody, definitely, if you're not following at Bravo by Gays on Instagram, you are missing out. I was actually asking earlier before we started, I was like, gosh, you're so good at always sharing like the second the new trailers come out for the new shows. And then like just so many great memes. You're missing out if you're not following. So go follow at Bravo by Gays, everybody.
Thanks.
See you guys next week.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Just want to ask you guys a favor, just getting kicked off. So many people have been asking us to do this podcast. So please do subscribe. And if you've subscribed, go to your podcast app and hit those 3 little dots to share with your friends, but only friends who like good tea, because the ones who don't care about tea, then like forget them. And don't forget, find us on Instagram at Bravo and Cocktails _ and check out the website because some great tea gets put there daily that would get us kicked off of Instagram. So thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye, guys. See you next time.